What up, guys? It's another episode of Transformation. We're back. We've been revamping our channel. Hope you like it. This is the channel where we turn boys into men. Let's go. On today's show, we'll be interviewing a young entrepreneur named Ngubane, who is the founder and owner of the emergency dispatch app. We need to find out more about this life-saving app. What is E.D.A? So, Ngubane, we heard that you made an app called E.D.A. Tell us more. What is E.D.A?
Yeah, man. Well, E.D.A is it's an app I created. It's an emergency dispatch application. It's an app that I'm hoping that will save lives. It's going to work with the fire department. It's going to work with the ambulance services. It's going to work with SAPs. It's basically the new 10111. It's going to save a lot of lives. And that's what I'm hoping it's going to do. Yeah, man. That's what E.D.A is. It's an emergency dispatch application.
So what inspired you just to make this app? As a young man, what inspired you to make this app?
You know, man, I was working at a control center, one of the fire departments in my hometown. And every time we used to dispatch, they used to make phone calls. So when they made phone calls, there were calls we didn't pick up. So when we didn't pick up these calls, I used to think to myself, wow, man, maybe someone is dying, maybe there's a fire going on.
Yeah.
There's something that, I don't know, you know. And then, like, the guys that we used to dispatch, they would call us asking for an address. And I'm like to myself, why don't they have a GPS? Like, why is it taking so long for them to respond? The person who's in an emergency, does he know if these people are coming? How far are they? Do they know the routes they're taking? And so I was like, no, man, there's got to be an easier and quicker way to get this done.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Yeah, man. So that's the only way. That's how this idea came about. And the funny thing is, you sit with an idea and you got no one to help you with it. So you got no one to help you with it. And I had to refine it. I thought I could put a chip into a car that could be tracked, but then that was too premature.
They're so inspiring, man, from a young man like you. I mean, most of young guys, they're out there having fun, you know, drinking alcohol, having parties, chasing women.
Yeah,
but you chose a different route. What motivates you, man?
You know, I sit down and I look at our age group. I look at the generation that we're living in. We don't have role models. We don't have business people that we look up to. Like, our parents used to want to buy a house that has a light because they went to school with where they studied with a candle or anything like that. So I had to look back, and I started this app like in a very dire situation where there was COVID-19, there was a lockdown. So media was the only thing I could use. Technology was the only thing I could use. So when I was sitting and chilling on Facebook, I had an entrepreneur that I looked up to, Lebo Kunguluza. He's the owner and founder of Gem Group. And when we started chatting, like, I tagged him, it was like, I don't know, it was like God just made it to happen. So when I tagged him, he was like, yo, man, I told him I have this idea that I think you're gonna love, because I knew he was like in the tech space, he was in the tech business, he was doing all of that. So I say to him, yo, listen, man, I got this idea I want to pitch for you. So he says to me, hey, listen, I'm going to give you my numbers so we can talk on WhatsApp. And that's the power of technology. He gave me his number on WhatsApp. I pitched with a VN. Who pitches on a voice note?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I pitched on a voice note. He sat for like 15 minutes thinking about it. He said, you know what? He called me back. He was like, listen, I love this idea. How much you think we're gonna need? And boom, that's how the dream started.
Wow, so you can say that Lebo Kunguluza is one of your role models.
He is the role model, bro. He is one of the guys, because, you know, when we built this app, it wasn't just about putting money in. It wasn't just about okay, I'm gonna give you 50K, this is the money, or I'm gonna give you 100K. Like, I'm not gonna disclose how much it cost, you know what I mean? But he was the guy that would like, hey, listen, you also need to step your game up. You also need to try and raise some funds. You're a working guy, so give me 5 grand. I wanna see what you can put in. I wanna see what you can put out. And he was helping me. And you gotta remember, I was broke at that time. Like, I didn't have money. I still had to buy food at home. I still had to buy myself clothes. I still had to fund my own business. And he was like a mentor, a life coach, and a brother. And he's still there now. And you know, to the fact that you meet someone that the relationship goes beyond business. And now we're sitting here. We're going to be launching the app. We're going to be getting everything done. And yeah, man, and that's how we're going to be rolling.
Shout out to Lebo Kunguluza, man. Shout out.
Yeah, man.
Yo, man, I saw your introduction to the app yesterday. Went viral, man. Everywhere it went viral. No, who hooked that up, man?
Yeah, man, let me tell you something. That logo, I had to call my man Hashtag. Hashtag hooked me up with the logo. I just gave him the concept of the idea and everything. And then I sent it through to Lebo because, you know, Lebo Kunguluza and I, we discuss everything that has to do with the app. So I sat down with him and I said, hey, listen, this is the logo I want. I sent it around, I sent it around. He had comments with what people are going to think about it. And then, man, I was like, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to use. Then I hit a shout out to my boy there. My boy who runs, you know, this show that I'm interviewing myself in. I ain't going to say his name, you know. He did a couple of twerking and a couple of things to make the whole thing go viral. So I'll shout out to him, Transformation Boy. And yeah, man, we got that done. But you know, the most important thing that I just want to declare, you know, this app is just, it's for those people in the rural areas, man, who don't have access to phone calls, who don't have access to phones. Because 22 million South Africans use smartphones, you know? Everyone uses data now.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to go in an app and call the cops, you know, without even anyone knowing, and being discreet and finding out how far they are and when they're coming, you know. So it makes everything easier. It's for that woman, you know, we got violence against children and women. Like, that app is gonna be so helpful for them. And it gives us an accountability for when do the cops arrive on scene? Why they never arrived, or it's things that you get to look at. So it's not more, it's about me making the profit. Yes, I'm in a business to make money, but at the same time, that's why I'm calling it a life-saving app, because you improve on the app. There's a lot of features that are still gonna come on the app, so you better go get it on your Play Store, on your iStore once we've launched already. And obviously we'll keep the people updated, man.
No, that's great, man. Any people you want to work with in the future? Maybe big companies like the Vodacom, MTN, or Rain.
To be very honest with you, my bro, I'll tell you the truth. I still want to do a lot of work with government. I like the government space. Because, you know, they under a lot of strain. Because especially with them having to give service delivery with the resources that they have. And I'd love to work with entrepreneurs like Lebo Kunguluza, like to carry on working with him and building something strong, because you gotta be loyal to the brand. I'd love to work with Samsung. I believe they're a very powerful brand, and they're the ones that are supporting a lot of artists and a lot of business people and a lot of people in the tech space. They're doing an amazing job in getting all of that done. So Samsung is one of the companies I'd really love to work with.
That's dope, man, because maybe your app can be inbuilt on the phone. Who knows?
That's the point. Like that's exactly what I'd love. I'd love for someone to reach out. If anyone's out there from Samsung who wants to do business with E.D.A, I'd love for you to come down and sit down and make a plan, man.
Man, so Zisi, man, we thank you very much, man. We learned a lot about E.D.A. Yo, man, emergency dispatch app. We learned a lot. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I gotta be out now. Going to handle a couple of business see some family.
Yeah.
But you know, man, E.D.A, it's a life-saving app. Once it comes out on Play Store and your iStore, download the app. I want to be doing business with government. They enroll it to the public. We get this rolling. We just save lives, man. That's all we do.
Yeah, man.
100.
Yeah, and transformation is here for young entrepreneurs such as yourself.
Yeah, man. I just want to thank Transformation. Sorry to cut you short there, man. You know, I just want to thank Transformation for the platform, man, that you're giving, you know, these entrepreneurs and you know, giving us that vibe of when we can talk, these young guys that are coming up, where we sit down and we get to talk about this. And yeah, hopefully soon, man, you'll sit us on a round table with a bunch of entrepreneurs and we can talk about our everything and things like that.
Yeah, that's my next segment, man.
Yeah, man.
In the future, I want to interview a lot of businessmen,
Yeah,
especially as young as yourself, man, because you're such a motivating person. But thanks for your time, man.
Thank you so much, my man. Yeah, I'm out.
That was Ngubane, the founder and owner of E.D.A, the emergency dispatch app. So if you like the show, just click that notification button, also the subscribe button. So until next time, transformation.